What's going on, beautiful people? Welcome back to the Value TV show, the show we give you tools to build and have healthy relationships. That's right, tools to build and have healthy relationships. I'm Jamel Jackson, your relationship mechanic, philanthropist, music artist, community activist. Outside of that, a plethora of other things. Like I always tell you guys, it's not about me today, it's about my guests. I told you periodically we're going to have relationship professionals on here, but then also this show is targeting people that are in the entertainment business, whether it's music, videography, producers, anybody in the entertainment space. Every dream comes with a cost. Mm-hmm. There comes a moment when the applause fades, opportunities slow down, and you're left with one question: will you keep going? The truth is, becoming who you are meant to be isn't free. It costs comfort. It costs pride. Sometimes it costs relationships, certainty, and the version of yourself you've outgrown. So today's guest understands that journey. If you ever wonder whether the price you're paying is worth it, this conversation is for you. So without further ado, I'm welcoming my guy right here, Jose. What's going on, man?
First off,
I got my notes outlined because I'm trying to stay on track. People be like, oh, you need to. There's going to be some organic flow, but.
Went down the list of things. I'm Jose, black dude with a Spanish name. I am a magician, a podcaster. I raise pit bull puppies out the back of a Walmart van. You know what I'm saying?
Bro. Do you really?
No.
Oh. You never know in today's time, man. People doing some stuff out here, man.
Hey, Jose Sequentes, black dude with a Spanish name. A.K.A. Minnie Morris Chestnut, A.K.A. Idris Elbow. Don't forget the elbow.
My God, man. How you been, man?
Bruh. Tired, bruh.
Tired?
Yeah, we've been moving. We've been moving and shaking, so.
Yeah. You married now.
Yeah.
We can't skip past that.
Yeah.
How you feel?
If you like it, then you should have. Yeah, bro. Be honest with you, it's the best thing that ever happened to me.
Obviously it did stop you from.
From what? Let me take a sip. Stop me from what? This episode of the podcast is sponsored by tap water.
Say tap water filtered.
Filtered tap water in special
the filter
glasses.
Machine. Don't do me like that. I don't put tap water in wine glasses. Nobody should do it. Yeah.
Wait, what was you saying though? Stop me from what?
Just roaming. You know what I mean? I hope it did, right?
Nah, I was already prior to. I wasn't.
It didn't stop you from roaming? I'm gonna go into the questions.
What is roaming?
Roaming, like
Papa was a roaming
being outside,
stone?
like Rolling Stone roaming.
Nah, I was never really outside, bro. I was an inside joint, serial monogamous type dude. You know what I'm saying? I like to be in the house.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Not saying like roaming, like man, you know what I'm talking about, man.
Like I said, serial monogamous. I had a lot of young ladies where we were in relationships. Mm-hmm. Never once no hit it and quit it type dude. I was super romantic. I always thought my life was like an R&B music video. Moving in slow motion, coming out the shower, glistening type deal, singing. You know what I'm saying?
That's how you
Shirt
envisioned
open.
it when you was dating people? Like, that's
shirt
crazy.
Open with a fan blowing the wind.
But you know what's interesting? I always looked at relationships like from the movie perspective. Maybe not songs, but like
you're just looking at Love Jones.
Like the romantic movies. It was like, oh, yo, that's what I want right there. Mm-hmm. I don't want no ratchet. I gotta frame how I say this right. It's nothing wrong with a person who's ratchet, because you know what I mean? There's got to be I think it's good to have an edge of ratchetness in you. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because that's a good thing, especially depending on where you putting that ratchetness at.
Yeah.
We might be in the streets. I might need that little ratchetness from you.
Okay.
I might not need you to just be the butterfly all the time. I might need you to be the hawk and come down and do something.
Yeah. I like it.
Might be in the bedroom. I might not want you to be just.
I don't think I was ever dealt with not in this big age. When I was younger, yeah. But
you ain't got no ratchetness in you? There's some ratchetness in you.
In me?
Yeah. Nah. Yes, it is. I'm going to the question. I bet you these questions pull that ratchetness out. All right, so check this out, man. What was there a defining moment when you knew this path was bigger than just making money? This path of creativity, being in the entertainment space?
It wasn't no defining moment. I think one of the biggest things that we are always looking at, and I can just say in my own mindset, is that anytime I'm in front of a camera, behind the camera, putting stuff together, it's never about the person in front. So, i.e., when I was working with A.T. still am, when I work with ET, I'm like, yo, this is not about the message that we have right here, but it's about the person who's in a third world country who might be able to see this video on a prepaid iPhone that they in a hut or something like that, and they watching it. You know what I'm saying, that you would never meet. Or as far as the person who battling with cancer, or somebody who's going through a level of depression, or somebody who's going through a breakup right now. It's so much bigger than the person in the message. And I bring that to everything, not even just the people that I work with for myself. So every time I show up. So it's never really about the money. I always say money is a byproduct. If you got eyeballs on anything, it could be monetized. It can be quantifiable in that space. But what are you doing with those eyeballs? How are you directing them? Because I promise you, if you're not going to be a good steward over it, God's going to make sure he give it to somebody else who is.
I want to go. So the cost of becoming, right? Because when people sometimes see entrepreneurs, people in the entertainment space, music, whatever that thing is, you arrive and people look at it and go, oh, wow, I want to be there, or that's easy. He just setting up the cameras, or he's just writing the music, or he's doing whatever. And they don't never associate. Some people, let me emphasize on that. Some people never associate the cost with it, the cost of becoming. So what has been the hardest season you've ever had to maintain through, and what did it teach you as you're becoming who you are now?
The hardest season was when my youngest daughter passed away. The wild part, my ex-wife had bought me a camera before then. And never really used the camera, but I was always shooting and doing things with the phones, and always had an eye. It was creativity. But what happened is when my daughter passed away, I took off for like 30 days and I spent 8 hours on YouTube. 18 hours a day on YouTube, learning about the cameras and this, that, and the third. So basically in that month's time, it's almost like I got 5 to 10 years worth of knowledge, because I was testing, I was learning. It was a way to keep my mind off. I was working at Verizon at the time, and I just took off. And I was like, I'm not doing this. So that whole month, and that led me down the line of learning, which led me down the line of me and Eric Thomas, which led me down the line of being in this space, which led me down the line of eventually retiring, and then led me down the line of coaching, which led me down, you know what I'm saying? But it literally started at that spot where I was trying to keep my mind off of everything that was going on. So I dived into YouTube to learn this thing that she bought me this tool, my first tool, which then now made, which that tool really, if you think about it, in that situation has touched, as far as even my count, 100 million people.
You know, that's interesting. You said that. And it's not a lightweight story that you just painted from the initiation of how you started diving into these hours of learning and studying. But for somebody that's watching or listening, they'll see or hear about Jose and say, wow, look at what he's doing. But then when we examine closely and see the cost, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The cost, you said it initiated. So when you lost your daughter, people that may want to become what you are, what if hypothetically it cost you something like that to be what Jose is? Because you see the outsider looking in sees the shiny thing of Jose or Jamel or whoever it may be and say, man, I want that. Yeah. But do you want the cost? A story comes to my mind, and you may know this story, and you could expound on it. You know, Jesus is teaching, and he's talking about how he's going somewhere, right? And people are saying, I'm paraphrasing, you know, they're like, oh, I'm following you. Yeah. I'm going with you. I'm riding with you. Yeah. And he says, okay. He says this line. They're talking about rolling with him. And then he brings this up. He says, foxes have dens. Bird has nests. The Son of Man has nowhere to lay his head. And it's very interesting with me because they wanted what he was becoming. And immediately when they start saying we rolling with you based on what you're going to become, he starts describing living conditions. Foxes have den, birds have, meaning it's going to be uncomfortable becoming what I'm going to. And so immediately after he says that to them, now they start giving excuses. One is like, oh, you know what? I got to go handle some business. Oh, you know what? I don't want it that bad. Now that I'm starting to hear your story, Jose, you know what? I think I don't want to do the camera, the music, the whatever.
The interesting part, I had titled our last show this Tuesday with my dog Trap, The Price of Victory. and I give him these ideas. So he does this opening monologue, and he was talking about, a lot of times that victory has a price, but who are we doing it for so we can create the compound victory for them? And he was talking about also how he wouldn't change it for the world. Normally, of everything in my life, I wouldn't change, but that I would. You know what I'm saying? As far as my daughter still being here,
Yeah.
that I would. You know what I'm saying? Everything else, the pain, the problems, the heartache, the everything. Yeah, I need that to become because I sleep good at night. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? But that I would change that. You know what I'm saying? And she even had impact. You know what I'm saying? Even her short 5 years on this earth, she was on TV with John Wall, on TV with Nicki Minaj. Even ESPN had did kind of like based off of John Wall had did a doc with her in it and everything like that about the family, her mom, that side. So there was a lot of impact,
Mm-hmm.
but again, what's the cost?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So everything else, I paid over two, three, fourfold, except for that. Again, in the gumbo of life, I'd be like, yeah, this is cool. Everything else, I could deal with. This one, nah. And
Right.
everybody had their own stories too, so there might be a cost that everybody is paying right now that I wouldn't want to
Right.
go through.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's the old adage to say if you took everybody's problems and you put them in the big room and then everybody will put them on the ground and everybody start pulling them up, they'd be like, nah, I want mine back. And the main reason is always say I am ordained as far as for my blessings, but I'm also ordained for my adversities.
Mm-hmm.
If you think about every adversity you've been through or have gone through, one, you've been built up for it. So meaning that you've already been in the gym for that thing. It didn't break you, you're still here. Right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So you're already been built up as far as for your next one. But also, more than likely, if we go to the root of it, it probably came from you.
Is
You
it?
planted the seed to
Yeah.
the adversity, some way, shape, or form.
Is there anything you lost while pursuing your dream, and was it worth it?
Friends, and I don't even think everything is a loss if we're talking about that. It's just like a season. The people had to come on and go off. It's like that merry-go-round or that spinning top. The faster you go, like the things that come off of you, the people that come off of you. So I don't think there was truly a loss. I would say more than anything was a growth. And I ain't gonna sit here just to be,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying, quotey and all that other stuff. But I do believe in my heart of hearts is like there was a level of growth that came with pursuing. I'm gonna be totally transparent. There's a lot of times I don't even look at the end goal. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna just walk. It's almost like I'm gonna walk west. I don't know where I'm gonna head to, but I said I'm going to walk west. Might end up in Cali, shoot, might end up in Chicago, might end up as far as the Midwest, might even end up as far as in Texas, because for where we are, all of that is west, right? And so in that pursuit, I always say that's when I bump into as far as my purpose. What is the byproducts of me walking that way? What is the byproduct? Who are the people I'm going to meet on that journey? What is it going to change in me? How is it going to grow? How am I going to affect those people? What am I going to get out of it? Because even in this space, if I was to look back 5 years, I wouldn't have known it.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times people would be like, if it was 5 or 6 years from there ago, you would have told me, I wouldn't have believed you. It's the same space. I look back, I wouldn't have believed even if I told my younger self this, my 5 year younger self this. Nah, I wouldn't have believed it. But walking. And just like as far as if my future self came back and said, yo, we about to be doing this,
Yeah.
I won't believe you.
Through the whole process of all this journey, we often face rejection.
Mm-hmm.
So with the rejection that I'm just assuming, but correct me if I'm wrong. The rejection that you experience along this journey, whether it be music, whether it be production, how'd you recover from it?
I think one of the biggest things is I was my biggest and worst critic. There was always something in me that always looked at everything that I did that I fell short of the glory of God.
Explain.
So let me run back even to my daughter. I think that was the worst thing that possibly happened to my life. So there was a level of, okay, well, if we're being transparent, her mom was married at the time. We were sneaking around doing all these things, and we had a baby, not just out of wedlock, but in direct sin in that space. And I knew what it was. The byproduct of it, she's born. 3 years, 4 years later, we fighting in court. She's taken away from me, this, that, and the third. And then, of course, 5 years later, she passes. I feel like I was the catalyst of I planted the seed. So, in regards to disappointments, every disappointment that came, I was like, you know what? I deserve worse. So how did I get through other disappointments? I was like, all right, one, it ain't, knock on Jesus, it ain't gonna be no worse than this. You know what I'm saying? And two, it's like, oh, I deserve it. Matter of fact, I deserve worse. So that's what I mean in regards to falling short of the glory of God, is like, truly, to a certain extent, when bad stuff was happening or disappointments was happening or rejection was happening, sometimes I would smile. I was like, yep, I appreciate it because I deserve worse. It might hurt even in the moment, but that thought process is, yeah, nah, I deserve worse. So I appreciate this problem. I appreciate this rejection. I appreciate them telling me no. I appreciate the pain I'm going through. I appreciate as far as the process being delayed or not having it. I appreciate the people shifting and changing their mind. I appreciate each and every one of those things because truly, I definitely deserve worse.
Yeah, the level of maturity and the tenacity and the mindset and the drive that it takes for a person to get there, that's part of the becoming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And a lot of us want it, but that cost that's associated, and like you said, the cost may look different for everybody.
Yeah.
But the pain, the problem, the trauma, the trial, whatever it may be, and sometimes we'll sacrifice that or we'll exchange that for comfort. Because I want that, whatever that thing is that it looks like, especially when it comes to the entertainment space, because there's a lot of moving pieces.
Yeah.
I want to be the greatest producer. I want to be the greatest videographer, the greatest cinematographer.
I wanted to be the greatest rapper. I was going.
We going in that lane. We going in that lane.
Cannabis and Nas, I was going for them.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm going.
Well, I want to be the greatest singer.
Yeah.
But the cost of becoming it, the cost, we gonna get down that lane. But the word that just popped up in my head was discipline.
Mm-hmm.
This fall,
Is that good?
No, because this falls in line with what we're talking about, but also we're staying in that entertainment space. Have you ever looked successful publicly while struggling privately? And if you don't mind, what was happening? Because that happens a lot in this space. I already know it. I've been there.
I mean, I always say I've helped to heal people while being completely broken myself. I mean, and virtually everything that I've done forward facing, it always looks like it's a success. It could be, again, one, in the process of my daughter finding out, that she had cancer. It could be process of this dissolution or dissolving of my first marriage, but still showing up. It could be even in my own home. When I was married, I was quote unquote less than. I was Jose out here, but I was Joseph at home. You know what I'm saying? It could be a lot of different things. It was every time I stepped out the house, it was always one, not just because it was on some rah, look at me. It was like, all right, I'm a disciple of the Lord Jesus Christ and I have to represent him.
Yeah.
So that's what you got. You didn't get, you even met me before, like, it's never going to be on some, I'm this, that, and the third. It's never that. I just know as a byproduct of being the disciple, this is who I represent. So yes, there's a level of success, if you will, that is shown to the people when you stepping out that might not be the same at home. I mean, right now, somebody listening who is showing a good face online or showing a good face at work or showing what they dealing with as far as some sort of illness or dealing with some sort of grief or some pain or something that feel like it's just not right. They could be going through depression. They could be going through as far as suicidal ideations, all these different things. Yet again, they put on a good face. They put on a good mask. They show up as you should. And that's why I say you never know who you're in the company of. That's why I'm always like into treating everybody with not even just respect, but a high level of respect. Because my thought process is, it could be an example of me and my wife. We at home, wake up on the wrong side of the bed. We fight, we argue. She then leaves out, pissed, upset with me, she cut somebody off. That person, now we got a road rage incident. She leaves, and that road rage is now filtered to somebody else. They cut somebody off, and now they get into a fight. They either crash or they might even get shot. Which now affects as far as that family and everything that's going on directly with that family, and then the interworkings of that web. And it all started because I woke up on the wrong side of the bed. So that day, that week, that month, that year, the next 10 years have now been in a crash, if you will, or this pain because I woke up on the wrong side of the bed. But I believe the opposite is good too. So they always say, it's an old adage that if the oceans were still, one drop will cause tidal waves at the shore. I'm always trying to be that one drop. Just like that negative thing led to that, I'm trying to be the positive thing that leads into, I always say, the things that I do truly is selfish. The reason why it's selfish, I'm trying to make a better world for my great-grandkids.
That's good. That's good.
You know what I'm saying?
Hold up. You know I had to do my own commercial. You can stop right now and go grab you some Force Majeure gear. That's right, Force Majeure. The Force Majeure is an act of God. When you scan that QR code right there, it'll take you to the website. You can check out our hoodies, you can check out our t-shirts, and all the latest things going on, from downloading music to new videos and getting in touch for booking for us to come to your establishment and tear it down. Whether it's speaking, whether it's rocking the mic, I got you covered. Now, if you're in a relationship and you're facing any type of challenges, setbacks, pitfalls, even infidelity, my friends Hassani and Danielle Pettiford at Couples Academy, they specialize in infidelity recovery. They have helped thousands of couples around the world. You do not want to hesitate. Their website is on the screen, couplesacademy.org. That's couplesacademy.org. Please go check them out and make sure you like, subscribe, and share this video and my page with all of your peoples around the world. Back to the episode. Let's go. It's actually a good way to go into my next question. So how do you balance your ambition with relationships and family? So having this ambition and having this drive to become, even when you were doing rapping and you were in the music and entrepreneurship and still in entrepreneurship, but how do you balance? Because a lot of times, like, once again, we want to become this thing. Mm-hmm. We got this ambition. Mm-hmm. And sometimes there's a level of selfishness in there. And then we got the family and we got the relationship, whether intimate or whatever. How do you balance that for somebody that's listening or watching? What does that look like for you?
I don't ever think of anything as balance. I think of it as rhythm.
Okay.
I don't know how to juggle, but I used to watch dudes on YouTube who juggle, and one of the things is that when they're juggling, I don't care if they're juggling axes, balls, whatever, they have to touch whatever thing like that axe at least for a short period of time. Then they got to let it go. Short period of time, then you got to let it go. Short period of time, then you got to let it go. So there's a rhythm. And depending on one of the axes, you could throw it all the way up, still catch the other ones, and then catch that one down. There's a higher level of momentum when it's coming down. Reason why I say that is my stomach is growling, but I've always would put everybody else first before my ambitions. My family. And I think because there was always, since I was 21, I was tethered to individuals. I always say I couldn't take a risk or jump off of a cliff because I would have to have a parachute for 6 people. If I was solo, single, this, that, and the third, I think my first son came when I was 21. Second one came when I was 23, and so forth and so forth. I'm tethered now to them, so I can't take those risks, those levels of ambition. So I had to kind of now.
Wait, how many kids
balance.
You got?
5.
Damn. Now I said to do that. I always want to do that.
Yeah.
I just wanted to reenact that one day on one of my shows.
Nah,
and this was the part where I got to do it.
I love it. The crazy part, 5 of them, 4 different women.
But we not. That's not.
No,
what
that's
the
cool.
About. Yeah.
It's cool. I own it.
Jose sound like somebody that got 5 kids.
Yeah. Right.
Nah, let me stop.
So I was always tethered. So again, it was like always family first, and then work, and then things. Everything. My mom would say I was blessed with the touch. So everything that I touched had turned to gold. Whether it was the rapping thing. I got a nice little platinum plaque or whatever with that. Going on tour with Genuine, and then come over here into this more of this motivational, personal empowerment type thing. You know, that had changed. Like everything that I touched was gold, but it was still I had to take care of family first.
Yeah.
So I never really had to. There was never. I mean, I kind of did both and, you know. But of course, being a person, a human who only have a certain amount of hours in the day, again, you touch it so much. It's like, all right, we adding more balls to the plate. We adding more axes to the plate that you're trying to juggle and balance. And I don't think that's healthy for anybody.
And that let's do this because it's not part of my notes. And let's go to this music space. Mm-hmm. And it can connect into the production space as well, videography, cinematography, but it's all entertainment. Mm-hmm. Of course, you're married now. Even prior to that, or even, I don't know, you know, the one thing, I always say, I said it in my book, the 3 G's that get the guys. The 3 G's that get the guys, the girls, the gold, the glitter. The 3 things for the women.
Wait, say that again?
The girls, the gold, the glitter for the guys.
Mm-hmm.
For the women, it's still the 3 G's. The guys, the gold, the glitter. The girls, obviously, we know what that is. The gold is those, you know, is money, monetary. The glitter is those shiny things, whatever those shiny things may be. So in that space of becoming, and even when we do become, because I think we're always going to be becoming something, more of what we desire to be or our purpose or what God wants us to be. How did you manage that first G? Like, what did that look like being in that entertainment space? Because I mean, here's the thing.
Hey,
this is something we got to talk about because people in the entertainment realm, you already know. I'm talking about for guys. I'm not thinking about what women do. We're not even doing it. But I'm saying for guys, because there are women in that space. Yeah. You may be a single artist. I mean, you have at it, do what you do. But that doesn't mean that it's going to keep you healthy and strong and have longevity. Yeah. But how did Jose navigate that as a rapper, as a producer, as a videographer, as an entrepreneur, and those 3 G's, but specifically that first one is floating by, passing by, interacting. And I'm still trying to become, but man, shorty, you gotta.
This is gonna sound crazy, and everybody don't believe me when I tell it. I was always a gentleman. I learned it from my dad growing up. So yes, I was more often than not when I was on tour. I was in a relationship, but when I was free, single and under control, I was the type where we would go to a city, and some of these stories I can't tell, but let's just say they would rotate them in our rooms.
You said what?
They would rotate them in our rooms. We would have a whole corridor where all of us.
You said you was with Genuine.
Not
with him. I'm not saying
our squad.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know, we was on tour, doing clubs, shows, multiple shows, and we have a corridor where we're in the rooms. Or what? This is one instance. We had the corridor where it's like me, background singers, security, G, of course. You know, everybody had our own room. Mm-hmm. It'd be a sea of women. Like, if you open the double doors, as far as the eye could see. And they bring them in. All right, you in this room, you in this room, you in this room, you in this room. If they wasn't give it up, all right, sweetheart, you got to go. Next one, boom, 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 boom.
Why did they just do it? I'm not encouraging this, but my mind can't help but to think logistics. Like, why they didn't ask them before they came in the room? Like, oh, yeah, da.
I mean,
because it's like I'm thinking about. I guess that don't matter right now because I'm thinking about how to save time and money. Like
it was more of time and logistics. But I say all that to say I never forget. Even the first time I had a shorty in there. I'm rapping like this before podcast too. I'm rapping like we on the podcast. I want to know what's your name, what's your sign. You know what I'm saying? I just want to talk about your life. And up to the point where my dog came to the door was like, "Say, you good?" I was like, "No, she's great." And then mind you, we ain't doing that.
A counseling session.
I want to know about her. I was never that type who.
I just want to jump on you,
And so the crazy part, we had talked all the way till the sun was about to come up. As soon as the sun was about to come up and we about to leave, that's what she initiated, was about to give me the cheeks.
Wow.
And that's how I move. I've never been a forceful dude. Like, I rarely said no. Now, that's based off of things that when I grew up with, I rarely said no. Mm-hmm. But I also never forced or never initiated either. but I always allowed.
That's good. That's good. That's
So
good.
I just say in regards to the tour, it was easy to now. It remind me think of Street Fighter where E Honda be like, blocking. Well, a couple got through.
Yeah.
But if we would have used numbers, if it was 1,000 of them, 3 got through. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It was what T.I. said on one joint. He said, I should get credit for the I resent. You know what I'm saying? I should
But
get
you know
some
what?
credit for that.
Even with you saying that, so the reason I went down that lane is because yes, that's a lot of
I
people.
know we don't say that on podcast.
That's a lot of that's a lot of entertainers. Some I'm not say a lot. That can be some entertainers' story or scenario, but then also sounds very pleasurable. Mm-hmm. But what we don't highlight is how all of a sudden now it impacts your craft. Now you were writing a song a day, or you were recording or doing whatever every day or every hour or every week, and now she's pregnant or whatever the story. I'm not saying with that
hunger. Like,
no, I'm just saying whatever the story may be for whatever artist or whoever that person may be, it can become. For some people, they may not have as a mature mindset as you, and now it becomes a distraction and a hindrance. Yeah. And now it's like you're not performing well. You're supposed to be at the trailer to learn your lines for the acting thing. We got a big movie coming up. Where are you at? Oh, hence the Diddy situation with the young girl being dragged out the room. You know what I mean? And beaten. Like that's once again, it's a woman. Yeah. It's a girl out of those 3 G's. Yeah. You know, we're not gonna harp on that.
I'm about to say for me though, it helped me. Right. Yeah. It gave me more material to write. Yeah. I always say, my mom used to always say, boy, you ain't going to blow up till you do it right by God. Because before I was talking about girls, of course. I was talking about guns and drugs or whatever. I ain't had no guns or no drugs. But they had the young ladies, though. You know what I'm saying?
Lovers, man.
Had to change it up a little bit, give it to God the glory.
Before we get into sand time, this is what sand time is. You made a point right there, giving God the glory. And I mentioned this on my other show, and I always mention this, like, I do this thing called hide and seek, show and tell. Mm-hmm. And for me, it helps because I am not immune to all the elements that's out there, the 3 G's, as I would mention, the girls, the gold, and the glitter. Mm-hmm. But what helps me is the hide and seek, where I hide and seek God's face. And then I come back out and show and tell my gift. Mm-hmm. Hide and seek God's face, come out and show and tell my gift. What that hide and seek time frame looks like, it may look different for everybody. But for me, it may be a week, it may be a month, it may be 6 months, it may be a year, where I'm not exposing myself to a platform or anything, and I'm just hiding and seeking, studying, praying, talking to leadership, letting them examine me. I think that's good advice for your mom, man. You know what I mean? But before I get into this sand time, I mean, so was Genuine the one responsible for lining up the ladies?
No.
Okay.
Not at all. Actually,
or were they trying to come see everybody that was associated with him?
Yeah, you got to think. We was doing
Why didn't you just leave?
What you mean?
Like if you knew they was coming.
Leave the hotel?
Yeah.
I was staying at the hotel.
But why you ain't staying at a different hotel?
Oh, let me make sure we clear. That's crazy. You never leave as far as your crew in the city that you going to. That's a security risk. Second off, I like women.
No, I'm not saying you didn't like them.
So, in regards to that level of control, is I love. Man, I had a codependency to women. I love being in they.
Now, see that right there. Do you believe the codependency, not just with you, but just with men in the entertainment space? Do you believe that attachment sometimes damages the success that they're trying to reach?
I think once it gets to a point where, because when I say codependency, I'm talking about because of certain things that happened in my childhood, there was almost like a drug.
Okay.
But that drug did not mean sex.
Right.
That drug I'm talking about, but it did have to be in your presence. I had to be in your presence. I had to be around you. I had to touch you. I had to, you know what I'm saying? While some dudes is like, yo, I just want to sex. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I just want to smash and grab, keep going. So for me, I always looked at it as not a hindrance, but it actually helped. It helped the creation process. It helped me think better. It helped me write better. I just was better around women. This is what it is.
Because women got that power.
And I'll say this too. It was, even to this day, I like to challenge myself. It's almost like somebody who's a previous alcoholic or somebody who is in the drug or who was in drugs or on heroin or whatever. I always ask the question, have you or is there a possibility of true change? We were talking about this at the gym. it's easy to change your environment. So if your environment means that I'm not around the alcohol, I'm not around as far as the drugs or anything like that, it's easy to say no. But what happens is when you're in the lion's den? What happens then when you got women who are literally at the club and they pulling their shirts up, or they trying to give you the fellatio, because I know it's a clean family show, in the car while we leaving from the spot? What happens when they down for whatever, 2 to 3 at the same time in any city that you go to, night after night after night? And you can still say no. So reason why I said that, I was alluding to, I like to challenge myself. When I did 75 Hard, right now I'm in a content series. I like to literally challenge myself. And the challenge that I used to challenge myself in that was, can I not do it? Can I be in front of these women and say, nah, I'm straight? It was more, I'm going to be even more honest with you. It was a power thing for them to want me and me to say no.
Wow.
That's what kept me from not. Like I always say, I got 5 kids. Thank God I didn't catch 5 diseases.
Yeah. So here's the thing. For people that's listening or watching, don't go out there and try what he did, because that's his mentality, and that's a level of skill that you had. Yeah. And somebody may be listening or watching and be like, oh, you know what? That's what I'm gonna do. I could do that. No. He was under a special class of people. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Everybody cannot do that.
That was I
don't recommend it.
That was a genuine class.
Yeah.
Emphasis on the genuine.
See what you did there.
No, but listen, man, let's do this. As we wrapping up, man, there's someone watching, and, they may feel exhausted. They're wondering if they should quit. They're in the entertainment space. They're trying to become, and maybe they're not in the entertainment space, but what's one thing you'll tell them, to help them just, keep going?
I'll be honest with you. I don't think everybody meant to keep going. Now, I'm big on figuring out what is your purpose, and that purpose is based off of your gifts. That's also based off of your passions. Working in alignment, that's what we call your purpose. But a lot of times people could be passionate about something and you ain't gifted in it. Yeah. That ain't what God.
You're trying to become something you're not even supposed to be becoming.
I always say your gifts is what God wants you to do. Your purpose or your passion is what you want to do, and when we get them together, that's what we call purpose. A lot of y'all doing stuff that because you want to do it and God don't want you doing it. I might not say keep going to do that thing. You know what I'm saying? Now, I will say if it ain't hurting nobody, it ain't hurting you. It's not hurting as far as your pockets. Come on, have fun. But if you're thinking about quitting, your reason why you're thinking about quitting is because maybe you're not gifted in that thing. Yeah. So I was like, all right, we're going to figure out what the gifts are. Then we can actually say, all right, we do that. But we also got to have a litmus test. We have to know if I've done this thing. We be comparing our 10 months to somebody's 10 years.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Like, yo, how long you been doing? 10 months.
You ain't even overcome the obstacle of the genuine line. I can't leave that alone. That's crazy, yo. We're going to get into sand time, man. This is sand time. Listen, man, you got to answer the questions before the sand dissolves out of this hourglass. If you do. How
many questions is there?
It's only like 10 questions. And this is only like about maybe 2 minutes of time in here.
Okay.
And so if you get all the questions right, I didn't have the physical item here. I gotta get
glass of water.
But you'll get a QR code. I'll make sure you get that QR code and you can scan it. And on the website, my white website, you'll get the force majeure gear. You can pick out a shirt. You know what I mean? On the force majeure. And so you ready?
Yeah.
And if you don't get them, you're not getting it. All right, go. How many states are in the United States?
Wait.
See, man. I gotta shake it. I gotta shake it back down, man.
My dog said, if you don't get it, you're not getting it.
It defeat the purpose of sand time.
You ain't getting the shirt.
I may have to add something on sand time with somebody else.
I ain't mad at it.
Out there, somebody that may be watching or listening. If they get it, maybe they can get it. I don't know. I gotta figure it out.
Yeah, my dog said you ain't getting it. All right,
ready?
Let's rock.
All right, here we go. How many states are in the United States?
50.
Which planet is known as the red planet?
Mars.
If your life had a soundtrack, what song would you play first?
If my life had a soundtrack, which song would I play first? If you're happy and you know it, raise your hands.
Wow, that's interesting. Mountains or beaches?
Beaches.
If you could collaborate with any artist, living or deceased?
Nas.
How many Great Lakes border the United States?
Border? I don't know. I would
How
say
many
5.
Great Lakes are there?
5.
5?
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, let me speed up so you don't get the thing. What's one hidden talent most people don't know you have?
Magician.
Magician?
I do magic.
I can't take him serious right now.
And comic book artist. See, you messing up my
That's
time.
probably what
trying
you
to
was
take
doing.
my
That's
shirt.
probably what you was doing all that night with Shorty. Like,
Yeah.
look at my magic trick.
Yeah.
I bet y'all can make this rabbit.
You trying to take my shirt.
Coffee
y'all.
or tea? That's what I be
coffee.
doing too. I be trying to. If someone handed you $10 million today, what's the first thing you do?
Invest, real estate, flip, and then borrow against it. Keep going.
Okay. Finish this sentence. Maintaining through it all has taught me.
How to be resilient.
Okay, you got it.
I get a shirt.
You got all the questions.
Let's go.
The shirts is fire too. So I mean, y'all seen the commercial. Y'all might going over there and grab one of them force majeure tees. It's the Tell Hell No version.
Tell hell no. That's my joint right there.
Man, Jose.
Was there people watching you while you was recording the video? You just didn't care. Just
The
people.
Tell Hell No video?
Yeah.
Yo,
Was
it was
in
a
the middle
lot
of
of
the
people.
street?
Yo, we went. The hardest part was not even the hardest part because I intentionally put myself in there. Skid Row in L.A. Have you ever been there?
No, seen it on documentaries. And
Bananas when you're there in person. I think that was probably the most challenging scene out of going back home to my hometown in New York. But going to Skid Row because I told my manager and the cinematographer I'm intentionally planting myself for this scene of the video in the middle of all of it. And we were in the midst of all of it. I mean, not to harp on this too long because there was a scene where we were shooting and there was a tent and the dude was standing next to us watching us while we about to shoot. And he straight lit his pipe up and just dozed off like, and faded in the cut. I was like, oh, we out here. But it's the perfect place to shoot the video with the message that I was delivering. You know what I'm saying? So listen, man, I appreciate it, bro. Real talk, man. You always been a genuine dude, man. Yeah. Now I know why. The Value TV Show. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow, share with all your peoples. We out of here. Peace.